Imagine you're a television writer, an up-and-coming one at that. You recently had a hit, and now you are working on your next big show. The production company you have partnered with really wants your next one to appeal to as many people as possible. While the type of show that you resonate with the most is an intellectual comedy, you notice that serious young adult dramas are taking over the television market. Since you want your next show to appeal to more people than your last comedy, you decide to bring in some of the themes from those young adult dramas into your comedy style. You think if you have themes from both comedies and dramas, you can build a television show that resonates with both audiences, ultimately doubling your viewer base. So a month goes by after struggling to marry these two genres together. You pull together a script. Because of your last success, the production company takes your script and runs with it. They trust your judgment. Initially, the television show, it does well, but then it falls flat. People are not enjoying it. Barely any people are tuning in anymore, and it ends up getting canceled. Okay, let's pause for a second. What went wrong? What went wrong is that you tried to create a television show that was everything for everyone. Instead, it ended up being nothing for no one. Consider this television show as your product. When you're trying to sell a product, it's really important to segment consumer markets. One product can't be everything, because then what is it really? The best products provide value to a specific type of audience. The reason your first television show was a hit is because you created an intellectual comedy specifically for people who enjoy that type of show. The second show flopped because you tried to create a product that did not have a defined audience and also was not created to bring the most value to a specific group. Should you give up? Of course not. What can you do to ensure that you create a better product the next time around? You can segment your market. Market segmentation is basically breaking up the market into different audience groups. So there are a lot of ways you can break up the market, but we'll focus on 3. First, there are characteristics. This may mean breaking up your market by demographics. For example, let's say you're going to focus on intellectual comedy for your next television show again. Maybe the TV show you're working on is very focused on dad jokes. You may want to split up the market by age and gender then. You may want to choose men of a certain age. Or maybe your comedy focuses on rural populations. In that case, you would want to pick all the rural neighborhoods in your country or community and not the big cities when you are designing your product, aka your television show. So for example, if you make jokes in your script that reference the lifestyles that people are living in New York City, for example, then just know that your target audience, if it is rural neighborhoods and rural communities, may not understand or find it funny. It's important to understand who you're building your product for and designing your product around that audience. The second way to break up the market is by values. So with values, it's important to understand who the audience is. So if your television show uses profanity, for example, then you may not appeal to certain audiences who dislike that type of comedy. It doesn't mean you must change your product to fit the needs of everyone. Again, remember, we don't want to create something that's everything for everyone because it's probably not going to succeed. Instead, we want to focus on a smaller group of people who we can have the most success with. For most products, people's values may orient around how much money they are willing to spend, their personal experiences, feelings of social responsibility, cultural traditions, among many others. It's important to identify what those values are and create a product that best meets those values. Finally, the third way to break up the market is by behavior. Behaviors can include what the audience engages in, such as hobbies, activities, or actions. If it's a hobby, maybe it's a type of sport. If it's just any action, maybe it's something that's related to their lifestyle. So if your comedy is focused on dads, you might do something related to the daughter-father relationship. These types of behaviors help you understand how to build a product that centers around your audience. However, behaviors can also be related to how a person buys or consumes a product. For example, if people in the audience group are watching television shows on their phones, then maybe it's important to create a television show that's vertical as opposed to horizontal, which can create a better viewing experience. Or if you know that your television show must be in a horizontal format, creating a script and television show that best connects with the audience that will watch your show in that format is something to think about. It could also be a behavior associated with time. Is your target audience watching TV for 20 minutes, 40 minutes, for long periods of time? This could influence how long you create your television script and show. So we've talked about why it's important to segment, because again, you can't be everything to everyone because you may end up being nothing to no one. So that showed why we need to segment the market, so we can find the audience group who best matches the product we are trying to create and sell. Or we can find an audience group that will show us how to build a product that provides the most value to them. When we do it this way, we don't dilute the product. We build something that is highly valuable to a select group of people, and this is how you can market your product more successfully. I hope this video helps you understand a little bit more about why it's important to segment consumer markets. As we end this video, I want to leave you with a few questions to help you think through your marketing strategy. First, what is the market you are trying to sell to? Second, how could it be demographically broken down? Third, when you break it up demographically, what are the values of each segment? And fourth, what are the purchase behaviors of each of those segments? This can give you some insight into who your product is actually for, whether you should shift your target consumer market, and help you understand how to segment your market effectively. If you liked this video, please let us know by liking and subscribing to our video and channel below. We also want to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Our whole goal is to create quick and easy videos that break down business into small bite sizes that you can learn in the comfort of your own home without paying any money for an expensive degree. Thanks everyone, we'll see you in the next video.